Great, you are finally awake. I have started to get bored of talking with myself because that makes me crazy. Yes, where was I? Yes, I was talking about humanity in general. I'm delighted to have a chance of having someone here with them to tell all of this. Well, that's why I kidnapped you. Which, by the way, just because I'm talking to you doesn't mean you can talk to them back. Stopping them will have dire consequences, like I will that up you. Shut up, pee, take the IIS. Mamma mia, now I'm hungry. All started with
the sunsets were purple and red and yellow and on fire. The clouds would catch the colors of it. That's it neat, 'cause I used to look at it. You don't see that. The clouds would catch the colors of it. That's it neat, 'cause I used to look at it. You don't see that. colors everywhere, red and yellow, on fire. They were beautiful, the most beautiful skies, on fire. The clouds will catch the colors, purple and red and yellow, on fire. The clouds would catch the colors everywhere. That's neat because I used to look at them all the time and I'd listen. You don't see that. You might still see them in the desert. The sunsets were purple and red and yellow and on fire, and the clouds would catch the colors everywhere.
Layering different sounds.
The sunsets were
It would be like a mini.
purple and red and yellow on fire, and the clouds would catch the colors on fire, and that's the clouds would catch the colors everywhere. That's neat because I used to look at them all the time. You don't see that. You might still see them in there.
Boom. Dinosaurs. Раурулов. Иволашин. First Humanes. Humans evolved and became this. Good, you are awake. Again. It seems to be that electro-torture fixed your fucked up brain. Now you don't look so idiot. You are likely to understand me way better anymore. After my lecture I'll ask you to pay me with Doritos for the free lesson and shock therapy, even though I just kidnapped you and torturing for me selfish fun. You know, humans are evolved from bacteria that are sensitive to light and possessed by a virus, you know? That's why humans behave like a virus. They sucking up all the resources of the earth and making the whole planet apropos for their liking by building all these cities they call good deed humanity, but also ruining the earth, killing each other for money, dropping atomic bombs, etc. are also being a human. You would think humanity improved in all these years, but cavemen and modern men have not much difference minus technology. The nice-to-have object for cavemen were some shiny rock. Now it's a smartphone. Cavemen were living in natural cave. Modern men living in human-made caves called buildings. They were riding a horse. Now they ride a Ferrari.
We live in a sad age. Imperialism, totalitarianism, perestroika. 20th century Russia has had its share of problems, but at least they had an ideology. Russia today has nothing.
They're struggling between freedom and order, and with that struggle, a new spirit of nationalism has been born.
I said shut up. There are two biological programmings of life forms, surviving and producing. Their body can do anything for these two. Some idiots believe they are in love just because they want to have sex and feel entitled to make baby just because they believe they want. Do you want to really give birth to a baby in this shithole called world? Do you really want your kids taste the irony of living for dying one day by suffering every day? What kind of monster if you were okay with this? For example, females do anything to survive. To have a bodyguard in their life they call BF, husband, they make themselves look like a clown, show off their sexual body parts and do mating dance on TikTok. When females don't have a bodyguard, females always be together with other females like sheep because together they are stronger.
Foarte bine, ce vei face acum? Eu sunt Torina, mama!
Some people want to feel powerful, therefore they are contrarian. Humans only care about doing what they deem as gain, and they can do anything for that gain, like killing people for cheap carpet. For the very same reason they buy stuff they won't use, go out just because the weather is nice, and walk aimlessly. They become like zombie in anything meaningless they do. Humans went crazy because they wanted to stop thinking about the irony of life, therefore they invented religion. They focusing on the comfortable lie of good people will go to heaven, so they won't notice this logic fail. Some people believe God had to always exist so the universe can exist, but by this logic, why universe can't always exist without a God?
Surprise, motherfucker!
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is. Then, what am I supposed to believe in? What am I going to leave behind when I'm through? We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you are right or wrong, but how much faith you are willing to have. That decides the future. The Patriots are a kind of ongoing fiction too, come to think of it. Listen, don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name. And your own future.
Decide for myself?
And whatever you choose will be you.
I don't know if I can.
I know you didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this mission is yours. And what you decide to do with them is your choice.
You mean start over?
Yeah, a clean slate, a new name, new memories. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you. Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And we're not little children, and we know what we want, and the future is certain. Give us time.
sea is dry and they all have pretty children. And the children go to school. And the children go to summer camp. And then to the university where they are put in boxes and they come out all the same. And the boys go into business and marry and raise a family in boxes made of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same.
love.